folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is Mom, Mother of Madness, Issue 1 by Image. Now, there is some fighting, some weird shit, and a weird drug pill something in this one. So, if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright, here's the team. So this comic has been a bit of a deal, or a big deal back in 2021, since it's co-written by Emilia Clarke. Actually, I think also created by Emilia Clarke. The lady who played Daenerys Targaryen on the Game of Thrones TV show. So yeah, she co-wrote this comic with another lady. So it was a big deal and everything. And the reason I got it was because of the concept. Not because it sounded good, quite the opposite. From what I read back then, it was this chick gets her powers from her period. And I had to see how they would make this into something, how they would make this into a good story, if they even can. Because it sounded so stupid. I started thinking, wait, so how does it work? Because, it's different for women. Some women have a period that lasts a week, some just lasts a day. Her powers are strongest when she's at the beginning of the cycle, and then as she comes to the end, they become weaker. Does that mean that when she hits menopause, she's fucked? If she has any arch villains or something like that? I was like, I need to see this. So I got the first issue, and as with a lot of comics, I didn't get to it immediately, and here I am 3 years later. Oh boy. Okay, let's start. I feel the headache coming on. Alright, so we start the story in some museum or something. There's a party. Our main character, Maya. I don't know how to pronounce her surname, so fuck that. She's in the party. She has to be there. My God, this feels like it was written by someone who, I don't know, hangs out on Twitter or something. It's like, it gives you a whole fucking bio. You know how they say in movies, show, don't tell? It's the same thing here. It's like, here's a dump of text. My God, there's so much text. But you know what? I like with Chris Claremont, when you get a lot of story. Here you get a lot of, well, yeah, story, but like, oh God. Okay, I'll get to it. And she's bitching. Also, this is very political, which it's just, I don't put it. It's very, I think, politics of what was back in 2021. And it's so cringy. Like everything the character says, everything the other characters say, it was painful to read. It took me the whole day to read this because I couldn't just sit down and finish the whole thing at once. I just had to take breaks in between the unbelievable cringe. So, okay, so she bitches about political bullshit that I don't care about. How women are this and that, and she's looking at this special watch she has on her that tells her when her period will be and how and her hormones levels and all that shit. So yeah, it's a whole bunch of talking politics among the guests around her. It's really not interesting, and it's how do I put it? It's one thing to put politics in the story, but this is like amped up to the nth degree, and it's so cringe. You can't believe people actually talk like that in real life. Now, granted, I don't go around many circles. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like a caricature. All of them feel like caricatures and actual just, you know, people at a party. I don't know. It's just, oh God. Yeah, anyway, bitching, bitching, bitching. Then suddenly, oh, it started. There's a stain of period blood in the back of her dress. Okay, Let's. She is standing from the beginning of the first page, and she has a blood stain on her where her butt would be. How? She's not wearing a skin tight dress, for starters. Now, if she sat down and got up, okay, I can believe that. All right, it got stained. But she said, it would trickle down your legs. Like, again, you sitting and leaving a stain like that, that can happen. But just how? What? Is her vagina placed, like, what, near her ass? Or, like, it's really close and just, what? It's just. And another thing, a chick that knows she's supposed to get her period wouldn't wear white to begin with. You'd wear a collar that, if something happened, it would mask it at least. And this chick has a fucking watch for this shit. And she looked at her dress for the event, it was like, I'm gonna wear white. Why? And how? Anyway, again, more caricature bullshit. Oh, it is disgusting. Oh, what a nasty chick. Again, when people really, okay, I can see maybe one person and he's an extreme asshole would, but when most people would be like, it's a drop of blood. I mean, stain of blood on a dress. Well, would that actually be like that? Anyway, she starts to leave. She's going crazy. She exits the gallery. I don't know, into another room, and then she like goes berserk. Not berserk, but like her arm becomes like a plastic man long. Her boobs are, I don't know, like grew bigger and are trying to escape her dress. Her eyes begin to light. And then she says, this is a shit show, and let me tell you about something that what started out as a fairy tale and shit. And then we go to her life story. She was adopted. Her her adoptive dad was a scientist. It looks like her mom was sick with, I would assume, cancer, because it looks like she doesn't have any hair, and she keeps wearing bandanas, and the dad mixes her all sorts of drugs himself to try to help her. And it's like that for a few years until she's 16, and in between there's more cringy bullshit I didn't care about, and I'm not gonna try to remember. And yeah, but by 16, her mom passes away, unfortunately, and then her dad dies the same day. Now, this is a weird part because it says, oh, he died the doctor said of a broken heart. But then she says, oh, I would say it's from the broken neck because she found him by the stairs. So, wait, did he fall, maybe he drank heavily after his wife died, or did he trip? That's convenient. So she's left alone. There's the dad's friend who's only there for her. She goes back to their house and she goes downstairs to the basement to clean. And so she's cleaning, more dialogue that I can't be bothered to remember. And then there's a pill bottle that she just starts taking pills out of and swallowing them. Because that's a smart thing to do, but she can't be forgiven. She did just lose both of her parents. So, okay, but still a really stupid idea. You think she wanted to commit suicide? I don't know. But anyway, she seems to be fine in the morning. Maybe. Uncertain. Okay, then we go. We like go between like the how she get there and then to the future. She's 29. She's got a young son named Billy. She's a single mom. Again, more political bullshit. It's like I forgot to mention the year is 2049. And like the economy is shit. Every year it seems. The economy is shit. The the ozone layer, and all the again more political stuff. And she works. Her dad's friend got her a job at his company. Says she comes to work for him, and uh, he'll pay for her education. And I love when the first page when she introduces herself, she even says, "Oh, I gotta read this shit to you just so you understand. I can't believe I'm reopening this comic." Okay, there we go. She's a single mom, a high school dropout, a chemical engineer, a part-time sex worker. Yes, that actually says that. It, and I was like, wait, what? What do you mean? It's just she sells feed pics on some kind of, I guess, a version of OnlyFans they used in this universe. Ugh. Yeah, it goes between that. She's got a friend. She's got a neighbor who helps her sometimes with her son. So she works for the company. They make fake products of all sorts. They mainly make fake meat, like meat without actual meat. I see they. I see. Was that inspired by which one was it? Bill Gates, I think. Who wants to kill all the cows? So yeah, she has her friend there. Again, everyone in this company seems to be a caricature of. Oh, all these guys are all saying sexual comments to her and to her best friend who's disabled, and a lot of other stuff. It's like a whole checklist. So yeah, it doesn't seem like her friend knows about her condition. But yes, so they go through the company. And again, we go backwards to she was sent to live with the fourth cousin of her dad, and that's when the powers manifested from those magic weird pills. I mean, I know they're not magic, but those weird pills. Her boobs started growing. The hand, when she gets what was it, sad, she becomes invisible. And when she gets angry, something else happens. When she laughs, she's happy. Her voice becomes like kind of like the canary, and she breaks glass. It's so confusing. But anyway, it looks like her emotions after swallowing whatever the fuck was in those pills now gives her a variety of powers. And so every time she has her period, she has to hide at home. And she usually doesn't come to work, but she had to because she has a talk with the boss, her dad's friend, and he tells her, you're so antisocial. And again, more caricature bullshit. And then she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have to go. I have a heavy flow of blood." She actually says that to her. I'm like, what is wrong with you? What? She gets out. Before that, we go back to when she was 16. She was just walking on the train rails like an idiot, and three teenage boys jump on her because she's as she says, a freak. Yeah, she then uses her powers, but then the train's almost about to hit them, and she stops it. And then some other guy comes to her and says, "Hey, I saw what they were gonna do to you. Well, why didn't you help earlier?" And then he's like, "I saw one of those sister fuckers." That came out of nowhere. He says sister fuckers. It just sounded so weird. Anyway, then she goes up on his bike. I wonder if that was Billy's daddy. Mmm. Anyway, okay, now we go back to present day. She is at her apartment. Her neighbor friend, he drove Billy to his play date. And then she hears that in the same, like across the street from her friend's house, where Billy's on his play date, some chicks being threatened, and because there's not enough police in this future, it'll take 4 hours for them to get to her. So she decides, after explaining how she has to stay indoors during this time, she goes with her neighbor, who's a Uber driver, to the house. She sees Billy across the street. She tells him to stay with my friend. She goes in and just lets loose with her powers like an idiot. She goes in. This guy is, for some reason, wanted to kill the chick that was inside this house. So she uses her power. She's invisible, and then she goes around here and she hits him. And then for some reason they show a panel where she farts. That was charming. Ugh. Then she fights this guy. Then she hears someone yelling for help. And before that, the guy said the chick escaped, but apparently she didn't. She goes to the room. The chick's lying on the couch bleeding. She's trying to stop the bleeding. When her parents died, she had this whole monologue. You know, what's left when we're gone? Is it memories, love, something else? She repeats the same thing here. The chick dies, and then she's like, I'm gonna kill this guy that killed her. Lady, you have a son. I get it, you want to detain this fucker, but you have a son. What if you're captured and arrested? What about him? Well, fuck off to the orphanage, I guess. Granted, she could turn invisible, so maybe she would have escaped, but still. She goes after him, she fights him. I think there was. Is there more flashbacks in between that shit? Or not flashbacks, but her. This is a really bloody long comic and one headache of a comic, I'll tell you that much. Okay, yeah. So that chick was some kind of nurse. She had she loved corgis, blah blah. Okay, she goes to this guy, but then he spontaneously combusts for some fucking reason. And then she sees that there's a camera, and she smiles like a lunatic at the mini camera. And then there's this woman that we see on a whole big spread that's there, and maybe she's behind all of this, whatever the fuck this is. And then she's like, I promise no one's gonna get away with it. And then it ends with Mom is coming. And then you see her in a really shit outfit. Like shitty cosplayer level, shitty looking stuff. And like her friend, that lady maybe, her son, and two other people. I'm not sure. Oh boy. Okay. Well, let's start with the cover. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's an art print. If this was an art print or something, that would have been a pretty interesting image. You got, I guess, this like rubber mask and the pearls around the eye. That does look pretty interesting. As a cover for a comic, I wouldn't say it's that fucking great. Sure as hell doesn't give you any idea what this comic's gonna be about, but then I can say it for a lot of modern covers. Oh yeah, in the back you got like this. You see, it's the back of the head. I guess they couldn't think of anything creative to put here. All right, now let me show you the art style. So this is the art style. You see, this is her dress. You see, it's white. Also, she's wearing these fuck ugly glasses. It seems like she wears sunglasses a lot. I'm not sure why. Maybe her eyes start to become, I don't know, bright when she has her hormone levels. You look at how much fucking dialogue. I had to read through all of that. Well, yeah, there you go. The art style's not bad, actually. Some places it looks really good. But, yeah, that's about the only really positive thing I can say about this comic. The art. And you see, over here. So, yeah, not bad art. Quite good. She's. Oh, yeah, I forgot. She also has this bracelet that doesn't match her dress. Yeah, I'm not sure. Right, so that was the art style. Now on to the plot. Holy shit, do I have a headache after reading this one. Between the cringe, the large amount of dialogue, and the main character that I know seems like, oh, everything's against it all, but man, Maya seems like a fucking prick. I mean, seriously, I don't like this character, and I just read one issue of her. Seems to be quite the ass. At least in some cases. Because it's like, dude. Oh, there's the part after she talks to her dad's friend who's her boss. And he's such a caricature in this. And then she just, He has claustrophobia, and she just smashes the door handle so he can't get out. And then she like smiles like a fucking lunatic. And what amazed me in this is just, she's saying, "Oh, I'm not this lunatic, what?" It's like, okay, there's all these like stereotypes about women, and you have a chick that's telling you none of this is true, and I'm definitely not like this, but then she does everything that essentially screams that she's like this. Is the same thing here. And again, it's just it's also the whole story, the way the characters are such a caricature of everything. It's hard to take it seriously. And and the superpowers, just what the fuck? It's like Emilia Clarke and the other chick that wrote this couldn't decide what superpower to give her. Oh, maybe we should make her like Mr. Fantastic. No way, we should make her like Invisible Girl. No, no way. We need to give her some kind of vision. No way, super strength. And it's all gonna be done due to pills that her dad made a long time ago. That we are. Granted, maybe they explain it in the next issue what was, Maya's a chemist. So maybe she explains it later, but it's just like, how does this happen? What the fuck was in those pills that gave her all this shit? It's just, it was such a chore to read. I'm telling you right now, this is the worst thing I've read in 2024. Just, I've read recently the Berserker Poetry of Madness just a few days ago. I thought that was the worst thing I read. No, this is the worst thing I read. As stupid as Poetry of Madness was, at least I could read through it in one sitting. Here it was like, oh my fucking. Just, what a waste. Yeah, you also have a letter by Emilia Clarke in the end of this. I didn't read through all of it, but I was afraid of going into a comic shop and wanted to write this. This is my baby. I just, I'm starting to wonder if the recent surge in celebrities writing comics is like the whole perfume thing, where I know, some company mixes up a perfume scent, and then they just ask a celebrity to just, can you, slap your name on this and say you made this and shit so we can sell it? I wonder if it's like that. Did Emilia Clarke have any input? Where was the editor? I want to know what was the editor doing? What, smoking crack? Oh, actually, wait, you can't smoke. Can you smoke crack? I don't know. What was the editor doing? Why did the editor go down and cut on all this dialogue? Fucking hell. Who is this saying that? I just want to know who was the target demographic. I mean, such a headache. Holy shit. And it's a shame because Emilia Clarke could have, actually written something good. She could have actually. Look. Now, granted, Berserker wasn't in the end all that great either, but at least it had somewhat of a cohesive plot. Now, I guess just because you're an actor doesn't necessarily mean you'll know how to write a good story. But you think after being surrounded by scriptwriters for years and acting, you'd get some kind of degree of understanding of a plot. I mean, this had a cohesive enough plot, but it's just like, what are we doing here? Why link to periods? What were those pills? Why did she randomly decide to shove them in her mouth? Again, I understand she just lost both her parents, but fucking hell. It hurts my brain. I mean, this is Emilia Clarke's baby. I just, now, I know Emilia Clarke will probably never see this, but if she does, Miss Clarke, I would recommend to stick to acting. And the other lady as well that wrote this. I don't know how you read this back to yourself and think, yep, That is it. This is gonna be a hit. Also, this has three issues, which either means they just meant for it to be like a mini series, or they just couldn't get past three issues. Because I think when it first came out, it was a thing, but I don't know if anyone had talked about it ever since. I wonder if Amelia Clark even still talks about it. Or again, was this something that just the other writer lady just, I don't know, made up and they asked Amelia Clark to join them? Because Amelia Clark says her brother would go to comic shops. Did she show this to him at least before? Or did he just, felt bad to tell his sister, sis, I don't know, maybe you should rewrite this a bit. 'Cause, yeah, the character of Maya is exactly likable. I mean, you can understand, things got fucked for her with the. Granted, though, it's her own fault for taking all those pills. I mean, as someone who's been around a chemist parent, you think she'd realize, what? I am very upset right now. Maybe I shouldn't pop all these weird pills down my dad's laboratory. That might end poorly. Nah, fuck it, I guess. Ugh, shit to hell. This is why, if you're gonna insert politics in your comic, you should get a really good writer to insert it in a way where it's not gonna be fucking cringe to read. Where it's not gonna be outdated. Cause fucking hell. Now I don't really follow politics. I don't give a shit about them. If this was other kind of politics, I would feel the same. It's just why? Ugh, Jesus. It was like I said Berserker Poetry of Madness was written by an edgy teenager. This was written by I don't know. Like I don't know, an edgy Twitter wine mom or something. Or what do you call them? Because I don't know how you would read this and think, oh yeah, this is totally hip and cool. Fucking hell. Well, I've read it now. It's definitely not staying in my collection. I'm very glad I did not pick up the rest of these because fucking hell, even if I did, I wouldn't bloody read them. But at least the art was decent. I'll give it that. Alright, folks, so that is it. Let me know if you've read Mother of Madness. If you did, what did you think about it? No, so this one had a fuck ton of variants as well. Seems to be quite a sign for things. Well, not always. But yeah, now if you excuse me, I'll. Signs like these, I wish I did drink. Because then I could don some alcohol to forget this story. Oh well, I suppose I'll do the next best thing. And go bleach my brain. Alright, remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. Bye! Oh, and get a